Alright, here it is, the long-awaited Q&A video that I've been talking about for quite some time. Yeesh, feels like it's been bloody months since I announced that. But anyway, this Q&A, I'll be looking over all the questions people have asked me over time, and it's going to be in different categories. So this category is the About Me section, so it's about me and personal life. Okay, not too personal, you know. But anyway, here we go. Andrew Sureheart, are you a Michigander? Well, the short answer to that is yes. The long answer to that is yes, I live in Michigan, where the weather sucks. Califla the SSJ4 Babe, have you kept up on what Mario Tip Plumber is doing recently, and have you heard of the Ballast channel? Nah, I stopped watching Mario Tip Plumber ages ago, since I retired rants and commentaries and all that. Now, Balish, I am familiar with him. I remember him back in the old days. He was pretty much Mario de Plumber's White Knight and all of that, and he had a flaming hatred against Tails, and I think he actually did I know there was like some podcast series he did or somewhere where he was like commentating on me. He's like, oh yeah, he's an asshole, oh, he's an autistic bum, blah blah blah, you know. One of those assholes is like, oh, I don't like him because he's autistic. Yeah, pull out the whole autistic excuse, even though there's no proof of that. But nah, I stopped watching those guys years ago. I moved on to better things. Unfortunate implications. Do you hate WatchMojo? No, I don't really hate WatchMojo. You know, I'm not much of a fan of their work. Like, some of the lists are okay, but, yeah. I don't really have a flaming hatred against them like some people do. I remember there was at least one video that I felt a bit, annoyed, or, well, one I really didn't like was the whole, oh, here's 5 things and what we should think that would make Sonic the Hedgehog better, whatnot, yada yada. And this was posted around, like, 2017 or 18 or somewhere recent, and all of the points they were making were, like, very outdated, you know, like, oh, get rid of all of Sonic's friends. Okay, well then clearly you've never played Sonic Colors. And then the whole, oh, remove the dark and edgy. Well, clearly you've never played Lost World, or Colors, or Sonic Boom. So, yeah, a lot of the points that we're trying to make just felt really outdated to me. The Ultimate Lifeform 0.2. What are your favorite YouTubers on the platform? Oh, jeez, I have way too many to count. Let's see. I'll try and list some of them at the top of my head. So, let's see. There's Cinemassacre, AVGN. Yeah, that's kind of an obvious one. What's not obvious? StupidStarSonic. Yeah, it's an interesting, British reviewer. That's something I came across when I was watching random stuff, and seemed like thanks to StupidStarSonic, that's how I got introduced to the more, popular British YouTubers, like Guru Larry and Slopes Game Room, and all that. Another favorite YouTuber, Richard Michael Alvarez, the guy known for making, Stupid Mario Brothers, and doing all sorts of short stuff. Nowadays, he seems like he's kind of taking a break from all that and doing a lot of podcasts and lots of Star Wars talk. And, you know, he's been teasing about a new series or a new season related to Stupid Mario Brothers, but I haven't heard anything about it in, like, ages and whatnot. What else? Oh, yeah, Mario 89 and 89. Yeah, old classic Cute Mario Brothers, which what inspired me to do Action Mario and Luigi Plush. Let's see. Okay, I think one I can remember is, oh yeah, Jeepers Media, Mike Mozart, yeah, that one's kind of a real old one from, the old days of YouTube. It's basically this guy who's, a toy guru and talks about these, like, certain toys and kind of pokes fun of how maybe inappropriate they might be. Like, there's the whole, Red repeating Tarzan, and, you know, he's like, oh, it's a Tarzan toy, but the way his arm is positioned and how it moves up and down is like, yeah, that seems a little suggestive, but I most remember he calls it, Spank the Monkey Tarzan. And I remember back then I thought that was hilarious. Well, yeah, Mike Mozart of Jeepers Media, that one's kind of an old classic YouTuber. Check him out if you got the chance. Nathan Folga, yeah, I botched the name wrong. But anyway, what's your favorite piece of forgotten media that you have or have not talked about? Oh, jeez, my favorite piece of forgotten media that I've already covered on the show. I guess one that I could think of was American McGee's Oz. That was episode 2, and that's kind of interesting because I'm sure some people might be mostly remembering the Oz Zombie project. That was actually McGee's second attempt to do an Oz game. But before that, there was American McGee's Oz, way back in the early 2000s. And there really isn't much info on it, surprisingly, you know. I mean, there's like figurines released for it for an unreleased game, but after that, there's like, only a small handful of concept art and pieces, and the information is very vague. It's kind of, left a bit of a mystery, like, what could this game be if it was released? What would be so different about it and all that? And a piece of forgotten media that I have not talked about yet, but I would like to do, is, I think one that I can definitely think of is Glover. Now, that's a video game that I've been wanting to do on the show since the beginning, and I was gonna do that, but I decided to save it because I personally have the PlayStation copy. That was the copy I grew up on. But I'm like, no, a lot of people like the N64 version, so I got the N64 version and played that. It's like, yeah, I can see why. So, yeah, I'll eventually do Glover on Forgotten Media, as well as covering the cancelled Glover 2, but, who knows. Maybe when I finally get a capture card or something that can do gameplay footage, instead of having me going out asking people, oh, can I use this clip? Yeah. Pleo the Carp Artist. That's an interesting name. Are there any collabs you plan on doing for Forgotten Media? Let's see. No, I haven't thought too many. I have some that are in the work in progress stages, but they haven't been really finalized, mostly because some of them I haven't been in the contact in ages, but I guess one that I could think of is that, I've been planning about doing one with a friend of mine covering some, canceled Fallout games or something related to that, and that's gonna be interesting because the friend that I asked, or he suggested, he's more of a Fallout fan, and I have no idea what that series is, so it's gonna be an interesting, clash between a newbie and a more expert when it comes to the series. But other than that, that's the only one that I can fully confirm that, yes, it's going to happen, because I feel like the other ones are going to drastically change over time. Second question, what are your thoughts on other people that tackle lost media, like Bedhead Bernie? Never heard of the guy, honestly. But I don't know, the idea of, or the fact that people are covering, other obscure content aside from me, it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool, they get to talk about, stuff that was forgotten, and it's like, oh yeah, it's forgotten for a reason, or they just pull it up and go like, oh, look at that, how it was, and such and such. And it's kind of similar with forgotten media, is that I talk about stuff that, oh yeah, it could have been great, maybe it's underrated, and then some stuff, sometimes it's like, yeah, maybe it's just better off left forgotten. And third question, favorite YouTubers in the animation community? Ah, hmm. Honestly, I can't really think that many of them. The only one that comes to my mind constantly is Roger Vanderwide, the guy best known for doing IMP, Sonic in Minutes, and the Kingdom Hearts series. In fact, some people that probably know that I've been constantly pestering him to say like, "Hey, if you do Archie Sonic on Sonic Dissected, I'd love to, be a guest star in that show." And I talked to Luke about that because we were both friends and whatnot, and he's very open to the idea, while Roger, well, being Roger, is very meh about the idea. Not to mention the fact that his personal life is very busy with getting other animations in the works, and now that he's a married man, and along with other dissected episodes that he's been constantly teasing us about. Like, recently he said that he's going to do IDW Sonic comics, and maybe something related to Sonic Mania Plus. And even before that, he was constantly teasing us about a Sonic Mania versus Sonic Forces episode. And, we have yet to see that happen, and I don't know if that may happen. I'm sure it will take some time, because right now Roger's been feeling very cynical to Sonic recently, as, if you watch the Team Sonic Racing chat video, then you'll pretty much know how cynical he's pretty much become. It's like, yeah, it's pretty much similar to me. Being an old fart, talking about how the old days of Sonic were better and all that. Jeremy Crane, what got you inspired into doing YouTube? Well, I think the one thing that really got me inspired was watching Cute Mario Brothers from Mario 8989. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. They're putting Mario and Luigi on random adventures, and that pretty much was the inspiration for me to doing Action Mario and Luigi plush. And I did that for a while. Then I tried doing dabbling a bit of ranting and commentating from watching other people do them, like I think WSD Time. That's yeah, that was a ranter and commentator, and I have that guy on Skype, but I haven't talked to him in bloody ages. Oh, yeah, I really need to reconnect with that guy. He was pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, that's how I got into YouTube. All thanks to a bunch of guys playing with their toys. And next question. If you could rewind in the past and tell yourself not to post on either YouTube or DeviantArt, what would it be? Well, on YouTube, that would definitely be the first rant that I did, ranting about, Crash Bandicoot. Oh, Titans and Mutants, I don't like them, hipper-dipper-dipper. Because that video was very poorly described. I was about to say poorly written, but nope, I actually didn't write scripts back then. But in the end, I guess I did kind of needed it, despite the fact the film, or the video, still haunts me to this day. But hey, if it wasn't for that film, or video, I don't know why I keep saying film recently. But anyway, if it wasn't for that video, then I wouldn't haven't, taught myself to actually script my own videos. Because, yeah, after that horrible train wreck of a video, that's when I decided, you know what, I need to script my videos. So that way I know what I'm saying, and not just pulling stuff out of my ass. Tanooki Racoony Studios. If you watch my Mr. Horn's Watch series, what episode do you like? Ah, sorry, haven't seen the Mr. Horn series. Maybe I will one day. And the next question. If you were to make an anime, what will it be? Mine would be about classic tales. Well, I can't really think of much, but since we're going the Sonic route, I guess my kind of idea for an anime would be on Cream the Rabbit. Yeah, it's about Cream the Rabbit and making friends and going on adventures, and it'll be super kawaii and cute and everything, and yeah, something for the Cream fans. Kind of. StupidStarSonic. How long does it take to make a video? Well, that depends on whether or not I'm real busy with my personal life and whatnot. Especially nowadays, I've been adding a lot more hours into my current job, so I've been doing a lot of work hours instead of back in college where I could only work on weekends. But now that I'm finally done with that, it's like, yep, gotta focus on the job and whatnot and get some money to, try and get myself, find an apartment and live on my own and not deal with an existential crisis. And next question. Do you enjoy making vids like Forgotten Media? Yes, I enjoy making Forgotten Media when I'm in the right mood. Like, yeah, making videos, recording stuff, doing research, that's all fun. Next one. Will you ever make anything like a Discord server to connect more with your fans? Actually, I do have a Discord server, and here's a photo of it to show proof. Like, yep, I'm on Discord, and I have been trying to do a bit of construction on my own Discord server. It's called, currently called the Hatter's Domain. Yeah, obvious reference to American McGee Alice. But yeah, I'll probably use that one to try and connect more with my fans when I get that fully uploaded. Well, it's already uploaded. I just haven't made it public yet. But, I don't know. Once that's done, I might announce it's like, hey, join this server and pester the ever-living hell out of me out of Forgotten Media episodes. And, yeah, all that stuff. Tiger Wolf, what do you think of the current state of YouTube at this moment? Well, it's trash. Although, it's like, yeah, I haven't had that much drama with it, but I do share sympathy with the people that have been part of YouTube partnerships, and they've been being attacked unfairly with YouTube's broken demonetization thing, and how they have to solely rely on Patreon to get their money's worth of video making. But yeah, not a great time to be a YouTube partnership. And that's one of the many reasons why I still refuse to be that and be an indie tuber instead. Which, indie tuber, that was just a nickname I made up. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a guy who makes videos, I didn't sell my soul to Google, and I don't make a single dime off of these videos. So yeah, indie tuber. And next couple of questions. What are your opinions on Logan and Jake Paul? Well, when I read the question, it's like, Logan. Oh, you mean the movie Logan with Wolverine and all that? But then I looked up, it's like, oh, you mean the, YouTuber Logan. Yeah, I really don't know much about these guys. I know one of them's a complete asshole. Like, there's the whole drama of, oh yeah, I'm going into suicide forest in Japan, and let's film a bunch of dead bodies and make fun of them or something, but, yeah. I don't really watch those guys, don't know much about them, and by the sounds of what people are saying, yeah, not that interested. Yeah, next question. Who is your waifu? Well, mine would be Fluttershy, and Nicole, and Opal, and Bianca, and yeah, basically way too many to count. Next one. If YouTube shuts down, what are you going to do with your life? Well, I'll just go on with my regular life, trying to find a regular job and trying to deal with finding apartments and steady work and learn how to manage my money and not go through an existential crisis and not live myself in a cardboard box. Yeah, well, that's all I can really think of. Tim5FL, have you heard of Super Mario Logan? Yes, I am well aware of Super Mario Logan, the guy who makes all these random plus videos of Mario and whatnot. And of course, it has its it has its fans and a lot of its haters. And I'm sure it's been heavily debated on whether or not the character Jeffrey is considered offensive to people with mental disabilities. But yeah, that guy's gone through like quite a lot of crap with the whole demonetization YouTube and everything. He's always talked about, oh, I'm gonna quit YouTube or I'm gonna stop doing plush videos, yada yada. I know nowadays he's been doing a lot of reaction videos, so yeah, that's his new trend. He's reacting to his own videos. Okay, so wouldn't that technically be called commentaries? Like he's commentating on his own work or something? I don't know. I haven't really watched SML in a long time. I kind of lost interest in a bit when they were starting to become a little too much Jeffy for me. PowerPub97, what are some of your favorite attractions at the Disney theme parks? Well, I've only been to Disney World, which is the one that's located in Florida. And I guess the ones I could think of was Haunted Mansion. That's always a fan favorite. Next, Pirates of the Caribbean. That was pretty cool. And in fact, I was actually on that ride before it was given the full-on Pirates of the Caribbean movie makeover. What else was there? Oh yeah, I remember there was a Snow White Scary Adventure. That's it's still available at the California one, but the Florida one's completely gone. It's like replaced with something else. And yeah, I remember I was scared out of it, but looking back, it's like, hey, it's pretty cool. It shows lots of scenes from the movie and all this fun stuff. But yeah, really miss it. I wish I could go on that again. But yeah, that's all I can really think of some of my favorite attractions. And next question, have you read any of my fanfics on DeviantArt? If so, which one do you get the most enjoyment out of? Sorry, haven't really read any of your fan work on DeviantArt or whatnot, so sorry. MikeTrap397, thoughts on Mr. Enter? Ah yes, the infamous Mr. Enter. People think he is a great reviewer, and others think he's just an asshole who takes animation too seriously. Well, in my honest opinion, I don't know, not much of a fan of the guy. Don't have anything against him. It's just there are some things that I kind of feel like he kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I think I heard he did a review on Project Geeker, at least the first episode, and gave it a negative review. So he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Nothing's explained much, and yada, yada, yada. But then it later turns out, oh, he didn't watch the intro, because the intro pretty much explains everything you need to know about the series. So, I don't know, I'm sure he has his hits and misses, but yeah, don't really watch Mr. Enter. And next question, thoughts on Wild NorWester? Sorry, no idea who that guy is. And the next one, favorite YouTube poop? Ah, that's a tough one. I've seen quite a lot of YouTube poops over the years. Well, I guess for real old-time YouTube poops, I guess some of the old Robotnik ones are pretty good. Mostly the ones from, Boogity Boo and the Chairman 45. And for recent poops, I don't know. Mobro Studios, I think that's his name. The guy that does Skellington's Revenge. That was a pretty good one. And then, of course, there's the Frollo Show, which started off as a YouTube poop series, and then it became, its own thing. It's like this crazy adventure of Frollo and Gaston on wacky adventures and encountering all these characters and everything. That was pretty fun. So, yeah, that's mostly I can think of. Oh, yeah, I guess one that I could find is, Chad Vader. I don't know how to pronounce it right. But anyway, he's like this guy that does a lot of, CDI Zelda, or used to do a lot of CDI Zelda poop, putting, the king as this complete idiot and Gwonum being, this, pretty much the poor guy that gets beaten up and everything, and that guy does a lot of good, sentence mixing for that. Those are some pretty good sentence mixing, so, yeah, I'd say check those out if you haven't seen them. Chaudthegamer, would you like to learn about Cardfight Vanguard? Maybe, I don't know, I haven't really, dabbled that much into card games. I know my sister taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At one point, but it's been bloody ages since I touched the game, so I don't know. Maybe one day I might get into tabletop games, but I'm kind of more of a video gamer than a tabletop guy. And next question. Are you glad you met me, bro? Yeah, I'm pretty glad that I met you. You're like a little brother to me, even though in actuality you're a lot older than me. But yeah, we have some fun times chatting on Skype or Discord or whatnot, talking about all kinds of fun stuff. And I enjoy giving you diabetes. H-Spy 2018. Who is your favorite character? Well, gotta be a little more specific than that because, yeah, I have way too many favorite characters. Okay, I'll try and narrow it down. So, one of my favorite video game characters, well, that's obviously Crash Bandicoot, you know, personal nostalgia is a crazy Bandicoot, can spin and jump and has this freaking bazooka that can shoot Wumpa Fruit and all that. And, oh yeah, that's all I can really think of right now. Video game, that's my favorite video game character. Haha. Digigex 90. Are you into Spider-Man? Well, I know the guy, but haven't really read the comics and whatnot. He's pretty cool, but the most that I know about Spider-Man is, oh, he's Spider-Man. He does Spider-Man things. You know, he shoots web and swings and fights the Green Goblin or Dr. Octopus or Venom or whatever. He has, like, this huge rogue gallery of villains and whatnot. Now, when it comes to, like, maybe Forgotten Media episodes, I have thought about doing the Japanese-only series, where it's like, yeah, remember that Spider-Man series where Spider-Man had a giant freaking robot ripped straight out of Power Rangers? Yeah. Only downside is that it's almost impossible to try and hunt down any episodes to do any proper research on it, so, yeah, who knows? I would like to do it one day, but as of now, yeah, can't say that I will. Rylee B, what is your favorite Forgotten Media? Oh, geez, I have a couple of episodes that I like. Let's see, I don't know, there's kind of way too many to count. Well, I guess I did mention Glover, that was one of my favorite Forgotten games. Now, I guess when it comes to Forgotten Films, that would be, I don't know. Well, I guess Here Come the Monsters, that's kind of an interesting one, especially considering the fact of how, freaking rare that VHS is, because it was only released on VHS, it's out of print, and it was never released on DVD outside of getting a Europe exclusive release, which kind of annoys me, because I like the Monsters, they're pretty fun. But yeah, I guess way too many to count that I can think of, but yeah, Glover, there's that, Peter No Tail, always wanted to do that on Forgotten Media. Mapleshaddarkray YT, I'm sure I botched the name wrong, but anyway. What's the most annoying internet challenge / trend? Well, I guess challenges, I don't really follow that much on them. I know for a while there was that whole ice bucket challenge, and, you know, people would do, I don't know what was behind the whole thing. It's like, was it for charity or something? But, yeah, that was the whole trend. They'd fill up, like, a bucket full of, cold water and usually some ice cubes in there, and they would just dump it on themselves for something, and then they would tag people to do it. But, yeah, I don't know, I kind of found that amusing for a while, but it's like, okay, what was the whole story behind it? Because I have no idea. But, internet challenges that I find annoying, I really can't think of anything. And with trends, well, I don't know, I guess it's kind of more into the meme territory, but yeah, I don't really have that many, annoyances for any current trends of what's going on. And next question's, what was your favorite video to make? I've got a couple of them. Let's see. I guess some like for Forgotten Media episodes, like, there was the American McGee's Oz one, that was always an interesting topic. Dave the Barbarian, that was an interesting challenge, because that was the first time I had to do, you know, an episode with a lot of moving, video and whatnot, because, you know, fair use and whatnot, well, hopefully it is. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And, as for other videos outside of Forgotten Media, ones I could think of was the action figure reviews, where I did all the original American McGee Oz figurines. That was pretty interesting, and also pretty challenging, because those figures are not cheap. They're, like, really freaking expensive. I'm sure they've raised the prices, but yeah, surprisingly, I actually liked the McGee Alice figure reviews much more than the NBC ones, because the NBC ones, I was doing it unscripted just for a change of pace, and the old ones were actually fully scripted. They went a little more in detail, and especially considering the fact that around that time, no one really did videos covering all of the figures of American McGee's Alice. You know, there might have been 1 or 2 videos covering the Alice and Cheshire Cat bundle, but not the entire set. I'm probably the only person that's actually done video reviews of all of them, including the super rare card guards. That was pretty fun. And nowadays, I've been finding some enjoyment in writing episodes for Give Me Chaos Theories, a new web series that me, Luke, and I are doing. And it's going to be interesting. There is one episode I am planning to do called How Sonic 06 Should Have Been. And it's basically going to be Luke and I talking about how we would write the story to that game, and I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun once we get around to doing that. And next question. What are your most embarrassing moments? Why not we getting personal all of a sudden? Oh, yeah. I guess some of the most embarrassing moments that I could think of, at least making YouTube videos, was definitely my last set of rants. The second sequels rant and the Archie Sonic ones. And that was mostly because around that time I was really losing steam and interest in doing them. I wanted to move on. I wanted to focus more on Forgotten Media and wanted to retire. So when it came to doing, I wanted to get those videos done and over with. They were pretty rushed. Like, at least the second sequel one and the Archie Sonic haters rant. Those two were deliberately rushed because I wanted to retire and stuff. And then that follow-up rant to the Archie Sonic one. That one kind of came out of nowhere. That was just mostly me being really annoyed with the whole drama going on with, oh, Sally's getting roboticized again, yada yada, and Ian Flynn, he's an unholy demon, yada yada. So yeah, that was kind of a surprise rant. But after that, yeah, don't want to do that stuff anymore. It's just not my thing. Lobunnyboy, do you have any thoughts about your fans? Oh, I have fans? Okay, well, joking aside, I am pretty lucky that I have people who actually watch my work on YouTube, So for a while, it's like, oh yeah, who would be interested in some bum, living in his parents' basement for a while? Well, at least that's what the videos started off most of the time when they started doing live action bits. But yeah, it's like, yeah, who would watch this guy doing this very low budget series talking about crap that nobody really talks about? But people really enjoy it. I've seen, comments and even personal messages, people talking about, oh yeah, we like the series, and oh yeah, I remember this, and yada yada. And a lot of them always give me requests and ideas for future episodes. So I'm pretty thankful for that, because I've usually have had days of like, oh, what's so special about Forgotten Media? And then, when I look more into it, it's like, yeah, Forgotten Media does have a unique quality to it, because most internet reviewers, they always cover one specific genre, like Angry Video Game Nerd, he does video games, Nostalgia Critic, he does movies, yada yada. And then comes Forgotten Media, which is pretty much a show that solely relies on variety. One episode is going to be about comics, one episode is going to be about films, and one episode is going to be about a canceled video game, and so on and so on. So yeah, I'm very thankful for, people that still watch me over the years, despite my horrible uploading schedule because of personal life. And I feel like now it's going to get even worse because I'm out of college. I got to, do grown-up stuff, basically. But, I'm still thankful for all the people that have watched me over the years and still support me, even when I'm not that active. Joshua Duffy, will you ever do another Archie Sonic review? Yes, I think I've mentioned this once, that I wanted to get back into Archie Sonic stuff and wanted to maybe at least reboot Archie Sonic, because when I started the series off, I started off with the Genesis arc, and that was around that time. That was kind of one of the current stories, and then I decided, hey, I'm gonna start off in chronological order. Whee! And that was a real challenge, especially when back then the comics were still going, so it was kind of hard for me to keep up with the pace, even with 2 issues per episode. That started to get a little tiresome and a little bit too much of a chore. So the current idea that I'm hoping to do with reviving Archie Sonic reviews, now that they've killed off, there's now a certain number of issues that I can cover. So the schedule that I'm trying to go for is at least have the first episode cover like the first 25 issues, because there's kind of not much to talk about them. That was still in the olden days when it was all like cheesy and campy and Adventures of Sonic style, basically. And then when they get more to, more story heavy, then it'll be focusing on story arcs. So, there's, oh yeah, Endangered Species, that'll be one issue, one video. And, oh yeah, Genesis of a Hero arc, that'll be one issue, or episode. I don't know why I keep getting these things mixed up. But yeah, that's the basic idea. First 25 issues for one episode, and then when it gets more story heavy, that's when I'll divide it into segments. So, 4-part stories, they'll be their own videos, and so on and so on. The next one is favorite channels. I think I mentioned them before, like Mike Mozart, Q Mario Brothers, Roger Vanderwide, along with his Stuff Dissected channel, Rich Alvarez, and what else do I like? Seems like that's the most that I can really think of. Oh yeah, SMG4. I found that pretty amusing. Basically, when I want to watch some brain dead entertainment, then yeah, I just go to SMG4. Oh yeah, another one that I can remember. Rexo. Yeah, Rexo, the guy who makes some of the most messed up source filmmaker videos I've ever seen. And then there's his other channel, Rexo, too, where he mostly posts a lot of his original music. And there's some really good music stuff that he does. Next one, what do you do besides YouTube? Well, I have a DeviantArt account, and I post random pieces of artwork. Sometimes my own work, like my own original characters and whatnot. Other times it's just me tracing over some artwork from a friend of mine. And most of the time it's just Gary's mod pics and comics, doing spoofs and parodies and all this other stuff, just whatever comes to my mind. Then I also have a Twitter account where I post random things, usually updates, and along with voting polls, asking fans, oh, what do you want to see on Forgotten Media, da-da-da. Then I have a Steam account, play lots of Steam games there. Discord account, which is my other Skype account. Well, not another Skype account, but basically another way that I chat with people online. And, yeah, that's mostly I can really think of, the other stuff that I do outside of YouTube. And I'm gonna cut the video right here. Yeah, I hate to try and divide this into parts, but my voice is getting pretty sore asking these questions. The list is freakishly long as I thought it was, and I feel that people are gonna get really bored from watching everything compiled into one video. So tune in next time where I do part 2 of the About Me category after I recover myself and drink lots and lots of water.